Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Hey Ron, thank you for that announcement. Hi folks, my name is Mr. T, and I may look a little weird to some of you, and to others, maybe not so much. I am an ancient organism that existed many years ago on Earth. In fact, I am actually a pretty big deal in Ohio. Did you know that I am Ohio's state fossil? Bet you didn't even know that Ohio had a state fossil. But how did I get to where I am today? I mean, how did I get to be this fossil and not actually a little creature swimming around on the bottom of the ocean floor today? And what can I and my other fossilized friend tell you about Earth's geologic past? Well, let's go back and check it out. So, first let's orient ourselves with where we are. Yes, here we are in the Holocene epoch, part of the Quaternary period. To find me, we just have to go back a little bit, follow all the way back past dinosaurs, other Cretaceous, and past Loch Ness and the Jurassic. Oh wait, you went a little too far. The Permian. That's my period. Just part of the Paleozoic Era. Now that we have oriented ourselves in the Paleozoic Era, let's head back just a little bit to the start at 542 million years ago, the Cambrian. Exciting time it was, often referred to as the Cambrian explosion. Me and all my little friends came to be. We had a super diverse and life was great. We had early arthropods and sponges. There wasn't any Nemo or Dory quite yet, but still it was a pretty good time for us. Next, let's head over to the Ordovician period. It's still part of the Paleozoic Era. The Ordovician period was home to the birth of the squids and the cephalopods. However, it did get quite cold at the end and caused an ice age. This was the second largest mass extinction in Earth's history. Now, Mr. T here actually would end up dying with part of 50% of the other marine life during this extinction. Next, let's head to the Silurian period. The marine life did redeem itself after that mass extinction in the Ordovician. We can say hello to coral reefs. Also, it's a pretty big time for the fish because we saw some big armor-plated fish and one common animal in today's ocean, the horseshoe crab. This common ancestor of the horseshoe crab was apparently much more dangerous than what it is today because scientists found that it was actually a venomous animal living in the bottom of the ocean. Enter 416 to 358 million years ago. We are now in the Devonian period, also referred to as the time of the fish. Many of the modern fish that we see today originated during the Devonian period. Also, it was a big step for mankind because scientists discovered an ancient fossil that would lead to implications that the first fish actually started to walk on land. So, the next part is actually called the Carboniferous period, which is actually a little tricky to describe because it has two subcategories, the Mississippian and the Pennsylvanian epochs. So, let's dive right into the 359.2 million years ago and tackle the Mississippian period. The Mississippian was home to many different life forms, mostly crinoids, blastoids, and some other cephalopods. Due to that biodiversity, we see many prehistoric sharks during this period. Let's move on to the Pennsylvanian epoch. This is about 320 million to 286 million years ago. This period would see a lot of change throughout it. The ocean levels would rise and sink, and land would become more available or less available. This would ultimately lead to the creation of coal that we now use today. Finally, we move on to the Permian period. We have made it all the way through the Paleozoic Era. The fossil record shows two important fossils in the Permian period. First, it shows that reptiles are starting to appear. Second, it shows that theraspids, a mammal-like reptile, appears during this time period. It is thought that because of its metabolic process when digesting food, it was no longer cold-blooded. At the end of the Permian, Earth would experience its biggest mass extinction. This meant that 90% of life on Earth was wiped out. However, there's still debate on exactly what was the cause of this extinction. Many scientists can agree on this one theory, that there was a giant volcanic eruption shown in the fossil record and geological record that shows there must have been a drastic climate change that influenced how animals could adapt or survive in this new changing environment. So in summary, the Paleozoic ran from about 542 million years ago all the way to about 252 million years ago. Its order of periods go Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Mississippian, Pennsylvanian, and Permian. We saw the existence of trilobites, fish, and other cephalopods and other organisms take the reign for a while until we hit the Permian and the PT extinction event happened and we lost over 90% of life on Earth.